Anger. Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to work with instruments that have multiple outputs inside Cubase. This includes drum instruments that might have separate outputs for the kick drum, the snare, the toms, the overheads, and so on and so forth, but also multi-timbral instruments that have multiple synth layers or multiple orchestral layers, for example. Let's dive into it. I want to start this video with a beautiful sound. Let's listen to it. So, what do we notice about this sound? This sound comes on strings going on right now. Let me show you what this sound is. This sound comes from Verve, and this is the included Verve piano in Cubase. It's a beautiful cinematic sounding piano and it sounds amazing, but this is not the only thing that we hear on this patch that I just played. We also have a second layer that's a violins layer from Iconica Sketch, again included in Cubase 13. And this is the sustained vibrato articulation, which allows me to do this thing with the mode wheel right here, is that I have all these free sounds in one single Halion sonic instrument. Which means that if I open my mixer here, you will see that when I play, the audio comes out of one single channel, which means if I wanted to have control over my strings, my violins, I wanted to add some top end, or maybe I wanted to add some reverb just to the piano, I couldn't do it because everything is in one channel. But Halion Sonic, like other instruments, is a multi-timbral instrument. It's a multi-output instrument, which means we can separate the outputs of each layer and send it to its own individual channel. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So what we need to do here in order to make this happen is we need to activate some output channels inside Cubase. So right here I have Halion Sonic, and all I need to do is go right here to my right zone. If you don't see your right zone, you can activate it by clicking this icon right here. And then what we need to do is go to the VSTI tab right here. Now, as you can see, I have a Groove Agent channel right here. We don't need to worry about this for now, but here we have the Halion Sonic instance. Now, if I want to activate more outputs so that I can separate this piano sound to the violins and the cello, here's how we do it. We go right here and we click on this drop-down menu. See, it says Input Output Options. So when I click on this, you will see that we have activate outputs. Now I'm going to click on this, and now you will see that we have all the available outputs that we have in Halion Sonic 7, and we can activate them. So in this case, I'm going to need 3 outputs. I don't need more than that. So I'm going to activate output 2 and output 3. Done. Now I can close this and I'm good to go. Now once we do this, if I open my mixer now, you will see that now I have 3 outputs instead of 1, which means that now if I play, you will see that everything still goes in the first output. So we need to change that. Most instruments that have multiple outputs require you to reroute the instruments inside the interface. So that's what we're going to do now, and in order to do this in Halion Sonic 7, all you need to do is go to the Mix tab right here, and here are our slots. So we have the pure felt piano, the violins, and the cello, and here we have our outputs. So in this case, I'm going to keep my piano on output 1, but then my violins are going to go to output 2, and my cello are going to go to output 3. And now once I do this, you will see that these 3 channels are going to only have the output of each one of these instruments. So let's play it. So let's say I want to add some top end to my violins only. I can go here and do this. Or maybe I want to add some low end to my cello. I can just go to my cello and add my low end. And this, of course, I can do for each one of these 16 channels that I have available in Halion Sonic. I can keep on adding more instruments. I can control them all by using one single MIDI keyboard, and all the outputs are going to be separated, so I can process each sound with full control. This is equally important and actually most of the times necessary for drum instruments. For example, right here I have Groove Agent SC5. I have a preset from the Kit SC library that's included in Cubase again.
काठमाडौँको मान्छेलाई यति राम्रो ठाउँको बारेमा चाहिँ किन थाहा छैन? यस्तो ब्युटिफुल ग्रीन जंगलको बीचमा भएको रिजोर्ट जुन चाहिँ डाँडाको टुप्पामा छ, यहाँ माथिबाट त पुरै काठमाडौँको भ्यू हेर्न सकिन्छ। साच्चै नै यो ठाउँ जाँदाखेरि त मलाई
So now if I want to, let's say, add a little bit of low into the kick drum, or if I want to add a plugin just to the snare, I cannot really do this. So again, what we need to do is we need to go to our VSTI tab here, go to my Groove Agent and activate the outputs. And as you can see, we have all these outputs again. And Groove Agent actually has even more outputs because sometimes for drum kits you need many different elements, and Groove Agent allows that. But with Groove Agent, because it's a VST3 plugin and it's fully integrated in Cubase, you don't even need to do this. Let me show you how you can start activating your outputs. I'm going to have the mixer open so that you can see it. Here are my drums right here. So now if I go to the mixer in Groove Agent, you can see that we have all our different elements laid out. So let's say I want to send my snare to a different output. I can go here where it says Kick Mix, and I can send this to output 2. And check what happens here. Immediately, Cubase not only creates the separate output channel, but it also renames it to snare straight away. So you don't have to do this manually. Let's go to the hi-hat, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to send it to output 3. I'm going to do the same for the toms, output 4. See how fast it creates these channels? Let's go to room and set it to output 5, and our overheads to output 6. And now we can play the track again. You will see all the different elements go to their own separate channels. So now I can go to my snare, and let's say I want to add an EQ P18 to add a little bit of body to the snare and maybe a little bit of top end. Now I can do this only for the snare. Let's have this. And of course it goes without saying that I can readjust my levels now. And I can show any channel if I want to.
लैपटॉप लेने के बाद सबसे जरूरी काम होता है इसमें सारे यूजफुल सॉफ्टवेयर और एप्लीकेशन को इंस्टॉल करना। लेकिन अलग-अलग वेबसाइट पे सारे सॉफ्टवेयर और एप्लीकेशन को इंस्टॉल करने में आपको बहुत सारा समय लग जाता है, और जबकि ये काम आप कुछ ही सेकंड्स में कर सकते हो। इसके लिए आपको गूगल में सर्च करना है 90 इस पहली वेबसाइट को ओपन कर लेना है। नीचे की तरफ यहाँ पे आपको सारे ऐप्स और सॉफ्टवेयर मिल जाएंगे जिनको आप एक एक करके सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। और इसके बाद नीचे
and instruments that have multiple outputs. This is how you work with multiple outputs in Cubase. Let us know what you'd like to see next. Leave us your questions down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
अब प्रधानमन्त्री र मन्त्री मान्छेहरूले आफ्नो तलब आफै तोक्न पाउने भएका छन्। यस्तो प्रकारको कानुन बाहिर कसैलाई पनि थाहा नदिई गुपचुप संसदबाट पारित भयो र राष्ट्रपतिले पनि प्रमाणीकरण गरे र अहिले यो कानुनकै रूपमा अघि बढिसकेको छ, जसअनुसार अब प्रधानमन्त्री र मन्त्रीहरूले आफ्नो तलब कति राख्ने
give you 5 logical editor commands that will really speed up your workflow. Let's get started.
मलाई म बाँचे जसरी बाँच्नु छ।
To begin with, let me show you how you find
Ready?
logical editor in 3 days. You can find it in 2 places. The first one is under the project menu right here. You go to project
डिजाइन
logical
बनाते बनाते
editor
तुम तो
and
बिना
then
ब्रेक की
you go
गाड़ी
to
लेके
setup
मुझ पे चढ़ गए।
or apply preset. Setup will give you a full overview of the logical editor and a very detailed view of the command that you're going to run. And the preset is going to give you just the preset selection. So it's a consolidated view of the project logical editor so that you can only see the presets and import them really fast. Now, different aspect of the logical editor lives under the meeting menu. It's right here, logical editor. And in order for this to be activated, you have to have a meeting part selected. And then you can see that activate and you can now go to setup and start loading the features. Now as you can see, these presets are mainly aimed towards media editing. So this is the difference between the project logical editor and the media logical editor. Now the first logical editor workflow I'm going to give you is from the project logical editor, and this is the open key editor of all moving parts inside Cycle. So let's say that you're working on track and you want to edit some MIDI parts, but you have a huge project with loads and loads of MIDI parts. As you can see right here, I have so many different MIDI parts. It's a bit chaotic. So let's say I want to focus on a specific region. Let's say I want to focus here on Cycle. I can set up my Cycle range right here, and then I can go to my project logical editor, select open key editor of all MIDI parts inside Cycle, and check what happens. When I hit apply, immediately I get only the part that is right here in my Cycle range. If I set my locators right here, for example, and I do exactly the same thing, you will see that the parts that are available in this specific range will appear here in my key editor, and the key editor pops up straight away, so I can immediately start editing with no distractions. So I can only see the parts that I need, and I don't see anything else that's not relevant for this region that I'm working on. This command you can find under editors, and here it is. Open key editor of all MIDI parts inside Cycle. The next command I'm going to show you, it's extremely useful if you're doing a lot of automation. Most people do. And this command you can find under the automation category, and it's the decrease volume of selected track by 1 dB inside Cycle. So I'm going to select this, and let's go to this region right here. I'm going to set up my Cycle. And as you can see here, we have lots of automation, lots of complicated automation. But if we wanted to raise this by 1 dB or 2 dBs or 3 dBs, this would be quite challenging. I would have to select all of the points and then try very precisely to do this. It's going to be really, really hard. Where here, what I can do is I can select this command. And now when I hit apply, you will see that I don't have to select anything. I can just hit apply, and the entire automation is going to be decreased by 1 dB. Check it out. And now you might ask, okay, but what if I want to raise the level by 1 dB or 2 dBs? Let me show you how you do this. It's very easy to modify these commands in the logical editor. So as you can see here, we don't need to worry about this part because this is already set up by the preset. But what we can do is we can go to the transform actions, and you see here it says trim, decrement volume in